Right, hi YouTube, and welcome to another Common Barn update. Now, it just dawned on me the other day that it felt like I hadn't uploaded one in a while, so I thought I'd just keep you up to speed on what was happening down on Common Barn. Before I start, I will mention that you are handheld. I've kind of decided that, you know, I've got the tripod, but I think I'm gonna keep the tripod for, you know, things like running videos, things where I just need a still shot, to get nice shots and things like that. When I'm doing the updates, it's a bit difficult using the tripod. I need to be panning up and down the length of the layout, and on the tripod it's just a bit difficult. If I was showing you one specific area and nothing else, then fair enough, I'd use it. But for things like this, when I'm moving around a lot, I think it's best, to scrap it. So if I'm a bit shaky, I do apologise, but I'm hoping they won't be too bad. When I used to use the iPhone, they seemed alright, so I'm hoping that these will as well. Right, so on with the update. The extension board is still going on. When you see it, you'll probably think, why haven't you finished it? It's just a 6-foot plank. But I have been working on locos as well, so I will show you them also. So we'll start at one end of the plank and we'll look along. Right, down this end. Now, as you can see, well, first things first, as you see everywhere, that I have painted the fence in brown. This is not finished. I want it weathered, so that can be done at a later date. But yeah, as you can see, the lay-by and the little road section are painted up. I have actually ended up having to paint the entire old road as well. If I just move the bus, I've had to repaint it all. I just couldn't get a good enough blend there between the new bit and the old, so it's all been painted and it will all just be weathered, to how it was last time. So the little lay-by area, I've added some ballast in there with the paint just to give it a texture, which looks alright. The fencing for the lay-by here and this section, I've just added like a little stile type gap, because obviously this is going to be where the footpath, the line side path will be, and it's all been painted up. So yeah, that's the lay-by and the stile. The mound is going to be next to its undercoat, I think. So we follow the path and the painted fence all the way along trackside. If I just move around, the little crossing there has been painted up. I'm going to add something there, not a gate or anything major, maybe just a chain with a sign on, something like that. Some people might think, that this fence wouldn't be legible for a railway, not much health and safety, it's a bit rickety. But, it's my style, a bit run down and things like that. And I mean, I could tell you umpteen places on the railway up by me where there's hardly anything line side. There's just crumpled walls, just fields and things like that, so I think it's acceptable. I may just add some other planks and things to the fencing in areas where it does look too open. But yeah, so we'll see. So the crossing there, all the other planks have been added to the fence, it's all been painted. The footpath there, that is just a rough undercoat. I will be doing that properly. As you can see, the stream has also been painted up. It's a nice brown and green. If I just come round here to catch the light, you can see I have gone for the PVA glue covered top as per the pond on Common Barn and the little marsh area up on Ems Lane. But I'm wanting this area to be quite substantial, a lot of rockery, things like that, bedding. So yeah, so I'm hoping this area is going to be a lot better than what it is now and what I've done previously with my watered areas. So yeah, so that meanders round, and if we come round we can see, boom, I have added in the little preserved wagon slash loco plinth. At the minute the ruston's sat on there. I'll just take the ruston off. It's just a small piece of ballasted track which I've weathered. Not overly weathered, you know, it wouldn't look like the rest of the track, you know, it doesn't have locos using it all the time, but the sleepers have been rusted, and it just has a light dusting, a really light dusting of the sleepers. But once I've done all the grass and flowers around it and blended it in, I think that should look a lot better. So yeah, so the ruston's sitting proud on there. With the ruston, I've added those grey handrails that I always said I wanted to do. I did that the other day. They're coming round. We have the garage there in the corner storage. Put a bin in there, one of the Hornby bins. Painted it black. It just needs a matte varnish because I only had a gloss black. I've decided with these bins. I have one there and I've got two on the platform. They are massive. They are really out of scale. You know, to say they're from Hornby. So what I want to do is under there you can just make out there's some, it's in different sections, so I want to chop it down a bit, you know, and get it a lot lower, because that is actually the same height, or going on the same height as an Oxford diecast vehicle, so you know it's high. And then that's it. You know, I've just got the camper there coming in on the little access road to where the picnic area will be. So yeah, so the plank's looking a bit more, you know, scenic now, and I really want to crack on and get that finished. Like loco news, you can see the Lima 33 is here. That's purely there just because I've been having a bit of an older loco session, and that was included, as was Repulse. So I've been getting them up and running, you know, to top-notch standards for me, which the 33 there is. That is running absolutely immaculately. Repulse, you know, once it's had a warm-up, Repulse is pretty good as well. But over here you can see hiding behind there a class 31. Now if I just bring this out and just up a tad. Now this did feature in a really old video, really old video, and to be honest I'd kind of forgotten I had it. When I first showed it, you know, I loved it, you know, great, a 31. Like I said, forgotten about it, but when I first got it, the running was, it was really erratic. I couldn't get it going at all. Anyway, I don't know why 31 popped into my head, excuse me, the other day, but it did. So I whipped it out and I thought, right, I'm going to persevere with this. You know, my friend who I got it off said it ran fine when he had it, so I knew it was in there. So I persevered with it, and I can say it's beautiful. It really does run well. A tad noisy in one direction, but I can live with that, you know, mega time I can live with that. The running of it, it just responded. It's not best with the response of the controller. It kind of just has its own acceleration and slow down, if you get what I mean. It's just a really nice running loco. Now this is an Airfix class 31. And I have been working on it as well as getting it going. If we can see here on the front, I'll just try and zoom in a tad. On the front there now, it's carrying all the correct pipe work. Now that buffer beam I have painted up black, and I've also painted it black around the sides. Added all the piping, and I think, I don't know anyone else, but I think from the front now it looks a rather nice model. If I just turn it round, bear with me, I'll show you what it did like before I'd started the, you know, the work on it. That is how the buffer beam used to look. So as you can see, not very good. I've done some research. Just here where the body line comes along, it flanges down onto an angle. Well, if you imagine that body line coming all the way around, all that was blacked out, unless it did have a full red buffer beam. So when Airfix have made this, you know, they've just plonked a red stripe on there, you know, where they thought it was right. Well, it was mega wrong. So that's how it was before, and if I just turn it around again, you can see that I have, you know, how it was on the real thing. Follow the body line round, and I've blacked it off downwards and just followed it all the way around the front of the end. So yeah, I think it's come out quite good. So that will receive, you know, some colour coding on the front of the beam and some weathering. So that's the first loco I've been working on, a 31. Now I'll just move this out the way and bring in the second loco, which is my Hornby. There it is. Hornby Bagnall. Now, this inspired me the other day. I was just start looking at it. I thought, you know, I really need to crack on with this Bagnall and get it more, you know, more lifelike. So, going by the EWS Class 04 that I re-liveried, it inspired me a tad for this Bagnall. Now, on the rear of the cab, this Bagnall has a really large, really nice, flat, flush rear cab end. And on my EWS 04 I just love the full yellow cab end, and I've always wanted to add it to another shunter, and seeing this had a nice big space, I thought this could be it. So before I show you the rear, I'll just show you that I've rusted up the buffers, added the vac pipe there on the front, and if I just come along, I have just weathered around the exhaust port there on the top. So I will now turn it round. I'll just put out a shot because I'm really happy with how this has turned out. And here is now the rear of the Hornby Bagnall. So it's now carrying a full yellow end with wasp stripes. I'm just really impressed with that. I really love what I've done with that. So yeah, stripped it down, stripped the glazing out, gave it a yellow end. The insides of the window frames went to black because it looked a bit odd having red frames, you know, the yellow end. And then I've added some Fox Transfer wasp stripes. I'll just zoom in on it a bit, you might be able to see it a bit better. Added some Fox Transfer wasp stripes, put the lamp back on, vac pipe, and rusted the buffers. There is some very, very subtle weathering you can just see coming down from the roof. There's some streaks and some streaks in and around. So yeah, I don't go too heavy. But yeah, there you go, there's the Hornby Bagnall. That's another loco I've been working on, along with the 31. So that's about it really. But please let me know what you think, you know, to the locos. Running wise, I know I keep saying that I'm going to have a running session. Well, I've decided now that once I finish this scenic plank, then I'm going to start having my running sessions. Once I've got a nice, you know, a nice full completed layout, you know, looking layout, then it'll be good to run the locos on. So as soon as this is finished, you know, then we'll have a running session. I've got loads planned, you know, of which locos I'm featuring and things like that. So hopefully you'll enjoy those as well. Right, gone on for long enough now. So yeah, please comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.